Well, folks, my long-awaited video with the flight testing of the Fatshark diversity modules came out this morning, and as expected, there's been a huge flurry of interest and lots of comments. And I haven't had as much of a chance to respond to the comments as I'd like because I've been out this morning doing something else. God forbid. And but I see some of you guys who are saying such and such a module was way better. I've made my decision. And I would encourage you to hold. I mean, obviously, you're grown-ups. You spend your own money however you like. But I would encourage you to reserve judgment until you've seen the range testing tomorrow, and that's where I'll fly out and back in a straight line. And I say reserve judgment for that because I fly around my house on a regular cloverleaf all the time, and there's some breakup, but it's all flyable. And in the testing that I showed you yesterday, or sorry, this morning, in the flight testing that I showed you, we were really only on the patch antenna during the behind the barn test. The rest of it was mostly on the cloverleaf, and it really highlighted the difference in the overall receive sensitivity of the modules, perhaps. But I found that it was really hard to pick a clear winner out of the modules in this morning's testing. And I feel like the range testing where you go out and back in a straight line gives you a more sort of gradual degradation of the signal that lets you see a little more clearly that this one starts breaking up here and this one gets further and so forth. So I would encourage you to hold judgment, especially people who said, the diversity modules didn't look that much better than the next wave. Some people said that. And I had that same thought as I was watching it. There were places where the next wave module looked better. It might have been seen to have somewhat less glitching because it wasn't doing the diversity switching. But the next wave module doesn't have the option to have both a cloverleaf and a patch antenna. So in the range testing, when we fly out and we're on the patch antenna, the next wave module will have a clear disadvantage in terms. I mean, it's got 6 dB less gain. A 2 dB cloverleaf versus a 8 dB patch antenna. 6 dB of gain equates to a doubling or halving of signal strength. So if all else was equal, like in a lab environment, then we would expect to see the patch antenna get twice the range. Now, in reality, that's not going to work out that way, but I think you'll see a more clear distinction and a difference between the modules in the range testing that I'm going to do tomorrow, or going to release tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow, which I guess will be Monday, you're going to see a final video from me with a conclusion of all of my thoughts about them, taking everything into account, because of course RF performance is not the only thing that you have to think about, and without giving away the results too much, I want those of you who are saying the next wave module the diversity modules didn't look that much better than the next wave module. I'm sticking with the next wave module. Yeah, but the next wave module doesn't have a featured channel set. You can't set favorite channels. It doesn't have a band scanner. It doesn't have spectate mode. So even if the RF performance of the next wave module were 100% in every way on par with the others, they would still have a lot of features they're bringing to the table that make your day-to-day usage of the goggles so much nicer. Anyway, I'll talk more about all that stuff in the videos coming up tomorrow and the day after. But I do want to, I thought maybe some people might have missed that there was more to the testing and would be like, okay, well, I've clearly picked my winner. And if that's the way you feel, that's certainly your prerogative, but there is more coming. And I personally feel like it's premature to pick a winner. Thank you guys so much for your interest in the videos. I really appreciate it. As some have pointed out, this was really time consuming. I know it doesn't seem like it might be. You just fly out and fly back. How hard is it? There's a lot of work that went into this, and I love it. What a great opportunity is for me to get to test all of this stuff out. Most of us just have to pick, guess and pick and hope we picked right. And so it's a great opportunity, and I really do enjoy the work, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it too. That's all for now. Happy flying.